and welcome to another episode of Todd Talks. Todd Talks, people. Listen, hopefully. So, it is time for our reaction to Natsu versus Podcast 10. And I was right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bring it around town. So, I am now, what am I, 4-1? 5-1 this season? No, 4-1 sounds right. Anyway, I only missed Venom versus Bane, so sue me. But yeah, it was actually a really fun little 2D death battle. I I, I have I don't want to say a bias, but a fear of 2D death battles at times because they're either really really good, like like Ryu versus Scorpion or Venom versus Bane was really really good, or they're like really really bad, like Mewtwo Shadow, Cammy, Sonya Blade. Um, yeah, those ones that they just are awful to look at and watch. So, but this one was really, really good. And even like some previous 2D Death Battles, they actually incorporated the anime scenes into the fight, which is something we've seen like in Ken versus Terry and Cammy versus Sonya in some aspects. And that was actually really, really cool. And the Death Battle cast actually they revealed that they would actually trace over the scenes from the anime and basically recreate them for the death battle. And it was led to some pretty epic scenes. So, and as I said, Natsu defeated Ace, and they did it in a really cool way because one of the biggest fan questions going into this was since Natsu can absorb any flame that is not his, couldn't he just absorb Ace? And in the commentary, which is actually only available to first members, they talked about this and said that Ace has the ability via the devil fruit that he ate, to manipulate when his body is fire and when his body is not, which is why he can actually be hurt when blindsided because he has to actually willingly choose to make his body fire. Okay, and so by that logic, he can in milliseconds change his body from uh, skin to fire if he's ready to make that decision, if he's not like surprised or whatever. So in theory, if he was all fire, and not to start to absorb him, he would recognize this and stop himself from being fully absorbed because he wouldn't be fire at that point. Which of course led to the fact of, how is Natsu going to kill Ace if he doesn't absorb him? Well, as I predicted in my last Death Battle episode, Natsu's lightning was the determining factor. Lightning is hotter than fire, which is a way that Ace can lose. He lost to a magma admiral in One Piece and died because of it. And so add his lightning to his fire, and he's got a blazing hot attack, pun intended, to use against Ace, and it literally burned him alive. So I won. I was right. I am awesome this season. I am totally happy outside of the fact that I let my fanboy pride to say that Bane was going to beat Venom, even though I knew he probably wouldn't beat Venom, but I had to hold that hope anyway. Moving on. So next up, from a fire battle, we have an ice battle, as we're going to have Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat versus Glacius of Killer Instinct. And this is actually a really intriguing fight because in Death Battle's history, Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct have only fought once, and that was Fulgore versus Sector, in which Fulgore won. Ever since then, or kind of before then, if depending on when this aired, I honestly don't remember. Mortal Kombat's basically gone up against Street Fighter every single time, and has dominated it with the exception of Akuma versus Shang Tsung. And so, to see Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct again is pretty cool. I don't know who will win because I only know Sub-Zero to an extent. I do not know Glacius that well, or at all, frankly. So I'll be definitely doing some research for this. And I'm really, really hoping that this is a 3D battle because no Mortal Kombat battle in the history of Death Battle has been 3D. Every single one, Ryu's Scorpion, Shang Tsung Akuma, Sector Fulgore, and Bison versus Shao Kahn. All of them were 2D, and some of them were really good 2D, like Bison, Shao Kahn, and Ryu, Scorpion. Those were like epic 2D battles. I want a 3D battle here, so I'm really, really hoping. So there you go. So look forward to that, and let me know who you think should be who should win the battle between Sub-Zero and Glacius. No research, just gut instinct. Who do you think will win? Also, a special challenge because Natsu won the last death battle. That means that this little mini rivalry between One Piece and Fairy Tail is now tied at one apiece because Roronoa beat Ursa Scarlet last season. So we're kind of at a tie. Who do you think would be a great death battle to break the tie? Now, remember, it has to make sense. It has to have, actual theme or meaning. It can't just be two random characters. So who do you think should be that third death battle to kind of break the tie? Okay, let me know in the comments below. So with that, I will end this 47th episode of Death Battle. Man, I'm getting up there in the years. What can you do? Again, let me know who you think should be the Fairy Tail One Piece tiebreaker. Who do you think is going to win between Sub-Zero and Glacius? And let me know if you think this should be a 2D or 3D death battle. I want it to be 3D, so I'm just saying. So, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you were listening, and I will see you around.